Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another morning live show. What is designed? Which is designed? I'm sorry. Which is designed to educate you as consumers, regardless if you think there's a crash or not a crash, regardless if you're rich or not rich. This is designed to empower every single person. So I'm really excited about today. Let me tell you guys one of the things that I really want to emphasize on this video, and then we'll get started on our mortgage update, real estate update, recessionary indicators, liquidity. We'll take a listen to some videos, really cool videos today. I'm going to play you guys a video of basically Peter Schiff and Dave Ramsey back in 2008. And the video is going to go over how Peter Schiff was right. And we're going to remember what Dave Ramsey was saying back in 2008, because we have to remember the narratives out there are paid for. You guys, my narrative is not paid for. I love that. If I don't think that the housing market is going to crash, I can say that. And in fact, if I say that, I'll make more money. It's a beautiful thing. And I have you to thank for that. So thank you guys. My narrative is not paid for. So I'm going to emphasize the subdivision review. I made a new form for our community called a subdivision analysis form. If you guys want to know where that form is located, it's at the beginning of this live video and also on my community tab. I really need you guys to start using that form. That form is very simple math, and it will help eliminate the emotion out of a real estate transaction. So we want to stop the fear of missing out, and we want to start using the data. You guys, if we're not using these forms, we're flying blind. We're basically using our emotions. Oh, that's a great deal. That's not a great deal. We have to look at the math. We have to look at the subdivision. And if you guys don't know what the subdivision is, let's just say it's the neighborhood. Okay, so every neighborhood is different, and that's called subdivision. So anyways, guys, really excited to be here. There's going to be a lot of stuff. Wanted to just say good morning to everyone real quick, if I may. There's Christy. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, Matt. Thank you for the compliment. Good morning, Jeff. Raymond as well. My buddy is closing on a property today. And you guys know Raymond's in a scored. I went behind the scenes and I was like, Raymond, are you sure about this? Let me see your appraisal. Let me see your purchase contract. So big shout out to you, Raymond. Dean, good morning. Jeff, good morning. Nightcry, good morning. Appreciate everyone. There's House Hacker right there. House Hacker's in San Diego. He's on a super tight. House Hacker, I think I don't know if you're getting this wrong or not. I don't know who's getting this wrong and who's getting this right. I think most people are getting this right. We're not waiting for a crash, House Hacker. We're waiting to find a great deal right now. Now, granted, in a lot of markets, the only way we're going to get a great deal is some type of deflation, some type of crash, or we could be like you, House Hacker, and get really lucky and find a great deal in a market that's very hard. And the reason that even though House Hacker, I love you, you know that, but I think you bully people a little bit. But the reason why I respect House Hacker is the man found on paper, and I'm trusting him, he found a great deal in 2022 in one of the tightest markets in the nation. So you gotta respect that. You got to respect that. You got to ask someone like, how did you do that? Why was it a great deal? How did you keep yourself safe, right? Our community is growing together. House Hacker, I wish you would participate in our Discord more, because you do have some skills that I think a lot of people could learn from. Charlton, also, good morning to you, brother. Trying to get that Zillow report out to you. Mr. Watson as well. Anyways, guys, let's get started now. I got a lot of stuff. Oh, there's Wolf. Oh my gosh, I was thinking about you the other day. Oh my gosh, look at this guy right here. This guy will beat you. I'm going to tell you guys something about Jack, all right? Jack is a big dude. He will beat me up. He's a gorilla. I love you, Jack, so much. I think, when Todd and I were wrestling, Jack, in the snow, I think we creeped you out a little bit. I don't know. Todd beat me up as well. Everyone beats me up, guys. I don't know. I guess I like getting beat up. I love you, Jack. I love this man so much. Anyways, you guys go check him out. His morning lives start at 8 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Is that right, Jack? I'm a melonhead. Sorry for rambling, guys. We're going to get started right away on the mortgage update. Let's start with the 10-year right now, okay? So take a look at the 10-year. 10-year is down. That's why the title of this video is Mortgage Rates Have Plummeted. Thank you, Jack. I did nail that. You have no idea how proud of myself I am for finally getting that right. But you guys, obviously we're looking at the 10-year because it's tracking residential mortgage rates, okay? The federal funds rate is manipulating the market, but it's the 10-year we watch for the residential mortgage rate. So if you want to know the trajectory of, okay, rates going down, rates going up, this is what you watch. So for the past week to, I would say maybe 2 weeks-ish, it's been going down. So the 10-year is dropping. Now, before I get into the interest rate breakdown, I want to remind you guys, remember, all right, so it's not the interest rates that are changing every single day. So we're going into the consumer stuff now, okay? I want you to stop saying rates, okay? Stop saying mortgage rates and start saying pricing. As consumers, the important thing for you is the pricing. What does it cost? What is the price of the mortgage rates? Remember, the form looks like this. Now, obviously, this is an old rate sheet. We're not getting 4%. Well, I take that back. We can get 4% right now, but you're going to pay $30,000. You guys remember, the thing that matters to you, again, is called pricing, okay? That is what changes every single day as a consumer. This is an important job of a loan officer. It's to tell a consumer how much is your interest rate the day that you lock. So again, remember, it's a rebate, a discount, and a par rate. A par rate is the interest rate that you get for free. So on this pricing rate sheet that you see right here, this is one of the loan officer's jobs to inform you, okay? So the par or the free rate is right here, okay? It's 4.125 because there's no cost to get it. In fact, if I locked, remember, that right there that I circled is based on the loan amount. So let's say the loan amount is $100,000. Just to make this very, very simple, if you're listening, you don't have to look down, okay? So if the loan amount is $100,000, a 4.125% locked on 30 days is giving us a charge. I'm sorry, that's technically it's not par, but it's the closest to par, but that's costing us $408 to buy. Okay, so that would be a discount. So what I circled right there, I apologize, you guys, that's actually a discount because it cost money. There's no par rate here. Basically, there's no par rate, okay? But if I take the 4.25 right here, okay, I then get a rebate of $399. Okay, so again, you're looking at a pricing rate sheet. This is very, very important for consumers. All right, I don't want you guys to get taken advantage of. I want you guys to be empowered. I want you guys to be strong. You can trust professionals, but verify. The way to verify, you have to learn first. And so I'm really trying hard, you guys. If I'm not teaching you, I'm failing. A teacher that does a great job leaves a legacy behind. They create other teachers, and I want to make you guys teachers. We need to help the community. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me most consumers are great at purchasing real estate. Tell me. It's not. They're not. Most consumers are terrible. And so we need to learn this stuff. So again, you're looking at pricing. This comes out, okay, I can take a 4.125 at a cost of $408, or I could take a 4.25 and I can get a rebate, or they will pay me money of $399. And so again, you guys remember, it's the pricing. The pricing is just so, so important, okay? But what we're going to do now is let's look at what is going on in the markets as far as what is that 10-year doing to mortgage rates. Let me switch this up like this. Bam. Okay, so here's today's interest rates, guys. Now, this is just a survey of interest rates. You guys, if you're listening to me and you have been listening to me, you shouldn't get these rates. If you're listening to me and you're improving your situation, you have great credit now, you're doing the things that I'm saying, you're doing the things that I'm doing, no one should be getting these interest rates. Everyone should be getting rates that are lower than this, okay? These are higher interest. This is like maybe 6, 8, who knows? But if you have good credit, you're not going to get this, okay? And if you are going to get that, they're probably ripping you off. Okay, these are higher interest rates than what you should be qualifying for. But take a look, you guys, we're sitting at 7.25% right now. So we still have interest rates in the 7. Most mortgages are right here. Okay, this is conventional. So most people are getting a conventional mortgage with interest rates sitting at above 7%. So even though rates have plummeted over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, they're still in the 7%. That's still very, very good because we need we need to stomp down demand so we can revamp supply, right? And this thing is, guys, supply is going up. I'll show you guys that. It's skyrocketing up. But here's the important thing about supply. And this is what didn't happen in 2023. We need it sustained. If it just comes back and it just goes away again, it's not going to help very much. We need it sustained, right? So if they drop rates too soon and there's still healthy consumers on the sideline, it can hurt some markets, okay? But regardless, a couple things else I want you guys to pay attention to when it comes to interest rates. Remember, shop your mortgage generally when you guys go to a broker. A broker is going to get you a better deal than a direct lender. A lot of times because their operating expenses are much lower and they can shop your mortgage, whereas a direct lender can't do that as well usually, okay? So take a note real quick on the FHA. So the FHA is substantially lower than a conventional mortgage. So when you have a minimum down payment, I'm not telling you to get FHA. I'm just saying to weigh your options, because a lot of times an FHA loan is cheaper if you have the minimum down payment and your credit score is under 760. Not only because the interest rate, but also the mortgage insurance. FHA has mortgage insurance. That's what makes it crappy, okay? But look at how low that rate is. So the average interest rate for FHA is 6.64. You guys, that's lower than 15-year. You guys remember me saying that last time? It's like always lower than 15-year fixed. Look at that. So 30-year fixed rate lower than, I'm sorry, an FHA is lower than a 15-year fixed conventional and slightly lower than VA. So is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know. But regardless, that's the trends right there. So let's move on real quick, guys, to, let me just check this off real quick. Give me 1 minute, guys. Okay, so here's what I want to show you guys now, okay? Remember, again, replace rate with price. Now what I want to show you guys, so again, there's your interest rates. Shop it, look at your price, understand conventional is different than FHA, understand what's the pros, understand what's the cons, and understand this, okay? This is a super duper important thing. This is, when I hear people say, date the rate and marry the whatever, I get it, right? Like I personally, as someone that's been in the market for so long, I will do the same thing, but I'm not going to sell real estate that way. If it's me, I'm going to try to buy a home with wedge. I'm going to put minimum down, and then I'm going to refinance it in 3 months into a 20% down conventional mortgage because I have the wedge, right? So 5% down. Let me get 20% wedge or under market value. Then I'll refinance it in 3 months. I have the extra wedge, and that will bring down my loan to value. I hope you guys understood what that meant. But this is an amortization schedule. I put in a $324,000 loan. So if you're interested in getting a loan for higher than that, these numbers will be worse. If it's lower than that, these numbers will be better. Now I'm using today's average conventional mortgage of 7.25%. For the length of the term of the loan, you guys would pay back $471,000 in interest, which would make this a loan of 140 to 150% in interest. So again, when comparing buying, it's never been a better time to rent. In fact, it's never been a better time to move in with your parents or with your family and save money and get ahead. There's never been a better time in comparison. Rent is still has skyrocketed. But you guys, again, going back to the amortization schedule, I want to start at the bottom, and I want to just remind you guys, here's year 29. So in the 29th year, the total amount of interest you pay in the 29th year is only $2,800. So in year 29, all you're paying is $2,800. What a great deal. That's it. That's interest. That's what you want. Okay, so $2,800 in year 29, but on year 1, it goes to $23,389. That's what, almost 10 times more. So you guys see how this works? Look at year 1, $23,000 in interest. But year 29, only $2,700 in interest, okay? What I'm trying to hit home here is these amortization schedules are front-loaded. And so I have a conversation constantly. I had a conversation today, and someone asked me, and that was, oh, there you are right there. All right, this is my man. Okay, so my man asked me a question, Blades of Gray, 50 Blades of Gray. Actually, it was in the Discord. A few people asked me this question, and Blades of Gray was like, should I put 20% down when I purchase, or should I pay the amortization schedule down after I close? And the thing is I don't know, right? I don't know. And my question to him was, do you have money left over? Because if you don't have money left over and you're using all of your money as a down payment, that's bad. You don't want to go broke buying real estate. You want to have money left over. And so he said he has 3 to 4 months left over. And I was like, okay, I'll tell you guys, normally when it's a balanced market, and I've told you this before, I go 10% down and I pay the PMI up front. I don't personally think that we have to have, a 20% down 15-year loan. I don't think that at all. But generally, I do the 10% down, pay off all the PMI because of the cash flow reasons. But again, he could still do that though. So technically, guys, if you go back to this amortization schedule, if you in day 1, so you close on the house, okay, if you pay down your balance from $324,000 all the way to $305,787, which is about $18,000, you guys save 5 years on your loan. 5 years on your loan and over $110,000 in interest. This is how important it is. So again, you pay $18,000 of your own money that you'll get back, by the way, and you save $110,000 in interest. This is how you knock this out. As educated consumers, you guys should be talking about this with many people. Again, you don't have to agree with me on what's going on in the market. That's fine. But we can all agree that an amortization schedule is front loaded with interest because it is front loaded with interest. Now, I have a question here. Why pay PMI up front? You might be paying for an unused portion. So here's the thing. Good question. Okay. And to his point, I said in a normal market. Right now, I'm not going to do that. The reason I'm not going to do that right now is because I plan. So again, if I buy a house right now, I will try to buy a house with wedge at 5% down, and then I will refinance it into a loan that has 20% of value. Okay. And then that will automatically waive PMI that I don't have to pay it out of my pocket. But he's asking here for why, and I'll say it again. So in a normal market, I pay up the PMI up front at 10% down for a couple reasons. One is tax deductible. So I love tax deductions, but also cash flow. Like I said, cash flow, my payment's lower. But here's the thing. If I refinance after doing that, then I wasted, and I have PMI again, then I wasted my money. So that's why I said, and good point he was making, that's why I said in a normal market. In this market, it's way, way, way different. And I believe, personally, I'm looking for wedge, and I tell you guys that all the time. But that's the amortization schedule. You guys just make sure not to go broke. That's the point. Okay, because you're going to want money left over, and you're going to want to knock out that amortization schedule. Now, let me show you the market's expectation. When can we refinance? Which can be a horrible idea. Okay, but let's look at the market, you guys. Here's December. Here's CME Fed Watch. Now, this has shifted. Let me show you September. Okay, the market is now pricing in the first rate cut, September. Interesting. So this has shifted. This is what I'm showing you, and it's probably shifted because of Jerome Powell's speech and his dovishness. But if alive, then he's actually doing the right thing. Maybe. The story's not done being told yet. But look at guys, so they're now pricing in almost a 50%. This is the market that's always wrong. I don't even know why I'm even mentioning this. Probably because it just goes to show like how over optimistic the stock market is and the investors. But anyways, September rate cut, 48.9% likelihood. Let me take you guys to December. They're now pricing in 2 rate cuts. Okay, you see that right here. That's this column right here. This column represents 2 rate cuts or 50 basis point in total cuts. So half a point cut to the federal funds rate, the overnight rate. So that's not your mortgages. But it will, once they start doing rate cuts, mortgage rates will probably drop because of the 10-year. Okay. But anyways, very, very interesting. Thought you guys would like that. I appreciate those super chats. I'm going to throw those super chats up at the end. I really appreciate that, brother. Now, let me show you guys the market's expectation 5 years from now. So look at this, guys. Here's the 5-year break-even inflation. The Fed watches this. They like sentiment. To me, it's just like, why do you guys like sentiment when you know the whole market's fools? Why? What's because of the consumer spending? Here's the thing, you guys, just real quick, and I'm going to get back into this, okay? And you guys will hear this as we make our time through this. Consumers are running out of money. Consumers can't save. When they can't save, they stop spending. It's only a matter of time. When they stop spending, when we're in an economy that is so heavily dependent on consumer spending, you guys, it's going to fall apart. The thing that's been so crazy is the continuation of spending, which makes sense because a lot of people paid off their credit cards and got an overwhelming amount of stimulus. But the thing is, that's gone. Consumers don't have no more money. So we got to get rid of all the money. Then we got to charge up the credit cards. Then the defaults happen. But make no mistake, we see it in the numbers. They cannot save. And because they cannot save, they're going to take a break on spending and start saving again because they have to survive. That's what I think. Let's go back here. Take a look. This is a 5-year break-even inflation, guys. We're sitting at 2.34. This is what the market's saying. They're saying 5 years from now, they'll get it to 2.35%. 5 years from now. Oh my God, right? So how long are we going to have interest rates elevated like this? I mean, that's the real question, isn't it? You guys, in my opinion, all right, this is just my opinion here, okay? If anyone is expecting rates to go down, like to refinance and things like that, we're going to have a recession. If we're going to have rates go down significantly, and I'm talking significantly here, we have to have a recession. You have to have a recession. It has to reset. Oh my God. I mean, unless this time is different for the first time in history. Remember, you guys, this is what the subdivision analysis form looks like. This you can download in my community section or the link here. Really need you guys to use that form. I'll get to that here in a minute, but we're going to listen to our first video. This video is bad. This video is how home buying is about to change forever. Now, it's about, I don't know how many people, but it's an interviewer that is interviewing probably 5 different realtors. And these realtors, you guys, I want you to pay attention to what they're saying because to me, they're just talking sideways. So I want you guys to listen to this and tell me if you can spot the grifting and you can spot like the flip-flopping. I mean, these guys, these are the people in charge of our housing market. That's the video I'm about. Completely scumbaggish. But again, pay attention to what they're saying, you guys. I mean, it's pretty bad. All right, here we go.
The way you buy or sell a house is about to change dramatically. That's because a federal judge last week signed off on an antitrust settlement. It was reached by the National Association of Realtors, the NAR, and a group of home sellers.
The home sellers sued, claiming the current commission system inflated home prices. Both sides settled, so that brings us to what happens next. Well, very soon, perhaps by the fall, sellers' agents won't be required to offer commissions to buyers' agents. We invited 6 real estate professionals to give us their opinions on what this means for everyone, beginning with the home buyers. Now these people have to come up with 6% or so right off the bat. Do you think you'll lose a lot of first-time buyers?
Yeah, it certainly hurts. I mean, buyers already have to come up with a down payment and closing costs. These are out-of-pocket expenses, and now they're going to have to factor in whatever that commission is to their agent. So it doesn't make it any easier. It does create some challenges for our first-time home buyers who are squeezed out, and this market is already harder and harder to purchase. So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
What we're going to also see is sales price being negotiated. If the buyer is paying for earned compensation, that could come off right off of the top of the sales price.
Okay, so there is a way of baking it into the sales price.
Yeah, the sellers can say, here's $20,000 for closing costs. Do what you want with it. Mm-hmm. So now the loan officer and the buyer's agent will be competing for the contribution that the seller gives towards the closing cost of the buyer. Okay.
Did you guys just hear what he just... So the seller's going to give you $20,000 and the loan officer and the realtor are going to compete for that? Are you kidding me? The loan officers don't compete for things like that. You have to pay the lender no matter what. And usually the fee for going with the lender is like $1,300, $1,400. It's all the other fees, like your escrow, like your taxes and insurance. This guy, first of all, anyone that looks trustworthy in that room right there, guys? I mean, you guys feel like anything is trustworthy coming out of their mouths? Anyways, listen to what these people are saying.
Our 6 real estate professionals seem to agree that there is a lot of ambiguity in this settlement, and the market will decide how it plays out in the real world.
There's so much misinformation that you see all across the media about this. Saw an article yesterday that the standard 6% real estate commission is forever going away, right?
Okay, sorry.
Well, let's get one thing straight. It was never standard. Commissions have always been negotiable. This is giving a little bit more choice.
Okay, so it's giving a little bit more choice. But how is it giving a little bit more choice when commission has been negotiable the whole time, buddy? You guys, I'm going to tell you, they don't like touching their commission. That's why they lost the lawsuit. That's why there are all these changes going down. I don't care what they're saying. You could tell, like, oh, it's always been, like, why did you say 6%? Why are you accepting it? Why didn't you go back into that? How your commission is way lower than that. How you use your commission to help your clients get better deals. Why aren't they saying that? The reason is because everyone knows in the industry it's 6%. And everyone knows that realtors that get asked about their commission, they get so hypersensitive, man. They're like, oh, well, I do this and I print a flyer and I open a door and I vacuum your carpet. So I get $20,000. All right, back to
consumers, whether they're a buyer or seller.
The settlement may change how commissions are worked out. Some believe that will lower commissions across the board and eventually force down home prices.
We're really looking at this as an opportunity for us. It's really going to shake out over the next number of months. There's a lot of real estate agents in the industry that, unfortunately, may get weeded out.
After this big shakeout that we've been talking about, what kind of agents will be left in the Valley?
The best ones.
Yeah. Full-time ones. Like in Vegas, you see a ton of bartenders, baristas, cabana girls. They all have their real estate license. It's a really popular side hustle because every 1 or 2 years, their second cousin is going to buy a home and use them.
You guys hear what he said? Okay. First of all, you want that guy representing you? You guys see him? So he doesn't look aggressive. He doesn't look pushy. But did you hear what he said about, every other year they get business from their cousin? Do you guys remember me saying and making fun of realtors talking about how they only go to their cousin's birthday party? He's even acknowledged. I told you guys. I'm trying to tell you guys. Let's listen more.
It's going to become more challenging for that type of agent.
Home ownership is the biggest asset that they're going to purchase in their life. Why would you leave that up to somebody that does it part-time? Why wouldn't you leave that to somebody that has all of the years that we have in experience and somebody that knows how to navigate difficult waters?
Everyone is probably in agreement with that this is going to be a much more upfront talking with buyers, right? The communication has to flow. If you're a buyer's agent and you want to stay a buyer's agent, you have to communicate more effectively.
Do you think it'll also discourage a lot of looky-loos?
Well, it could. I mean, there's one model that suggests that a buyer will pay their agent not dissimilar to how an attorney is paid by the hour. And if that happens, the looky-loos won't be going out to just go for a casual Sunday drive around to check out 6 or 8 houses. It'll definitely minimize the number of homes that may get seen.
Gone are the days where you'd call an agent and say, I want to see 123 Main Street, and we're there
Look at
by
this
2
guy.
p.m.
Look, do you want him, Jeff? I see you, Jeff. Jeff M. Do you want this guy to represent you? Do you guys really want this guy to represent you? You guys see why I'm trying to empower you? You guys are the ones that got to be empowered, not this guy. Not this guy. That lady just said, you got to trust us because we've been licensed longer than you. She didn't, and Jeff said that too. She didn't even explain, like, okay, why are you the best? Like, what have you learned over 10 years? Have you learned to manipulate people's emotion to convince them to buy property? Is that what you've learned? Or have you learned how to find wedge and cash flow in seconds? Because that's what every single realtor should be learning day one on the field. They should immediately learn how to do a subdivision analysis and understand every neighborhood is different. But Jeff, you want this guy? Jeff wants this guy. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at Jeff. You want this guy? He's on national TV, Jeff. If he's on national TV, that means this dude is selling everyone. This guy's making a killing. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. No offense if you look like him. I'm just saying. Okay, I don't know him. You guys got to give me a break. I know I'm biased. Okay, I know I'm biased. Realtors get under my skin. I get it. He may be a good guy, but what's he wearing, man? I mean, you wearing a t-shirt on national? Let him know what's up, man. I mean, we got a realtor in the house right here. Okay, realtor Adam. Adam, is this what you dress like, Adam? Look at Adam. He's got a coat and a button up, and he's not even on national. Adam, thank you for dressing like a professional. That's not a professional right there. Okay, that's a used car salesman. That's very aggressive. That's going to try to force people into purchasing real estate. In my opinion, let's continue.
Today, that's going away. Now it's, hey, come to my office. We're going to have a discussion. I'm going to articulate why you need a buyer agency, and we're going to enter into an agreement. So how many buyers are going to be excited to do that?
The serious ones.
Well, that's serious.
What do you think the future of?
See, they all laughed. You see, they all laughed. Only this. I'm telling you guys, realtors. And if you're a realtor, please, like, don't let me ruffle your feathers so much to where you want to give up. Listen to what I'm saying and improve yourself. They're all laughing. They think that if you don't buy right now, you're not serious. How stupid is that? They all laughed in the room. I'm telling you guys, they belittle us.
Of your industry is going forward.
The consumer will no longer go out and shop for each individual part of the real estate process, but that there will be a bundle of all of that provision, from the inspection to the loan to the appraisal to the purchase. All of the aspects of the real estate transaction and the fees associated with them will be rolled into one consumer price, so that it takes a lot of that complicated and confusing element away from the transaction, makes it easier for the consumer.
FHA now allows
crazy.
the real estate buyer's agent also to be the loan officer on the transaction. So this is a big change right now that nobody would ever, if someone had said that 2 or 3 years ago, they said, no, that's never going to happen. But now FHA, which is, predominantly first-time home buyers, is now allowing something that no one ever thought would happen. So now that loan officer can be the realtor, and the realtor can be the loan officer, which is going to help first-time home buyers obtain that goal.
All right, that's enough here. Okay, we're done with that. Now, I wanted to respond to this. I love you too. Thank you for commenting, but I think you're undergeneralizing it, buddy. And I'm being honest with you. I mean, how many agents do you have? I want you to comment below. How many agents do you have? Do you have over 10 agents? If you have over 10 agents, then I know that you know the drama. Okay, and also you know that most agents, I mean, they don't even pick up their phone, man. Like, I hear you, but understand like some brokers have to say what this person's saying, even though they may know different, because they get paid from realtors. Brother, that's the problem. Like, if like the realtors weren't your clients, because I know it's supposed to be the other way around, but they're kind of your clients because you're the broker. I mean, would you really feel this way? Dude, they lost a lawsuit. They're going down, man. Come on, man. I mean, look at the buyer's remorse surveys. Are you serious? Are you? Half the realtors get drunk by noon. Come on, man. I mean, come on, man. I mean, honestly, we're not generalizing enough. They just lost a lawsuit, brother. Come on. I'm not trying to pick on you, but my God, man. All right. I totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, let's go into the real estate. We're going to go into the real estate update right now, you guys. I'm going to show you guys how to use the subdivision analysis form. I need you guys to pay attention, okay? But let me show you a couple things first. Right here, let's start. Okay, so we're going to do our real estate stuff right now. So let's start with inventory. So this updated, I really appreciate you, Florida. I meant no disrespect. I meant no disrespect. I want you to know that. I appreciate your opinion. I've been doing this like, I don't know, 22 years now, man. I've trained probably over 1,000 realtors. Over 1,000 realtors. They get out of my skin, man. I mean, I hate it. I hate it. Anyways, so here's the housing inventory right here. This updated a few days ago. We're now sitting at 734,000 active units as of April. This is great, you guys. The last time we had an April like this high was in 2020. Okay, so in 2020, we had 941. And this is why I'm saying constantly, we're roughly about 200,000. Okay, about, in my opinion, 200,000 active units short. I say that all the time. Inventory is going up. It is a 3-year high. Right? For this time of year, for April. So it's a beautiful thing. Inventory is going up. Now, what I want to do, you guys, this is so important to me as a content creator and educator. This is the form we're going over. This form is free. This form is for you. And if you're a realtor listening to this channel right now, this will help you more than the average consumer because you have access to MLS. So if you're a realtor, start using this form. It's free. Okay. And just real quick, shout out to Johnny. Johnny sponsored the form. That's why I have Logan Trading Company. I couldn't find your website. Johnny, he's actively getting it. He sells hats, you guys. I mean, you could say I'm a grifter or whatever, but I mean, he's someone in the community that I want to help that's been a part of Real Estate Mindset. So do you really blame me for wanting to support the people that are good people? I mean, I could put a stock market company or, ETF or some crap up there, but that's my boy, Johnny. Okay. He sponsored that form. I'm proud of him. All right. But this is your subdivision. Everyone can get this form for free. I've made this for you as a consumer to make it as easy as possible. If you guys don't know where to get it, just go to my community tab. Look at it. See community? But I'm also going to put the link in every one of my videos. But you go to my community tab, just scroll down, okay, and go here. Okay, hit read more and just click this link and you guys can download this form. So you guys, please download that form. All right. Now, obviously I have the form right here. So what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to fill this form out. Okay, but the way I'm going to do that is like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go now. I'm going to show you guys how to use this form. Remember what I'm saying. If you really want to know whether or not you're getting a good deal, you must do your subdivision analysis form. If you're not doing your subdivision analysis form, you guys are flying blind. I don't want you to fly blind, especially when the tools are right in front of you. Okay, and I'll flip this. Let me flip this for you guys. Okay, so that's what the form looks like. On the upper right is my MLS. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open the map. I'm going to show you guys kind of where we're going to go. Okay, let me reverse this. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here. Now, again, this is so simple math, y'all. All you need as consumers is to get access to what I'm showing you. If you guys have access to what I'm showing you, I can train each and every one of you how to be an absolute stud realtor. So every one of these, again, is a different subdivision. You guys, please do this. Please do this. Don't let me do this for you. Please do this yourself, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this subdivision right here, okay? And I'm going to look at a house. Let's see. Is this a good house? Right here. Boom, boom. All right, so I'm going to look at this house, okay? So I want to do a subdivision analysis on this property. Now, remember, every property mostly, not every property, if it's rural, right? But if most properties are in a subdivision or rather neighborhood, please listen to me, guys. This is everything, okay? So the subdivision here is Kings Manor. All right, so subdivision here is Kings Manor. So I'm going to notate that. Let me flip my form. And all I'm going to do, if you're a realtor and you're watching this, I'm telling you guys, as realtors especially, this form will help you and your clients, okay? And you will be helping people, truly helping people. So I'm going to put this subdivision up here. It's Kings Manor. I'm only going to do the 1-year analysis. So I'm going to be looking at comps that are 1 year old. And I need to figure out these two things. So this is really what your realtor can help you with. Those two things right there. Now I'm going to take note of the purchase price of the property. Okay, you'll see why I do this later, which is $244,990. See how easy this is? Okay, the square footage is 2,140 square feet. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. Let me get the property taxes real quick. My property taxes. Where's my property taxes? Dang, property taxes are brutal out here in Texas. Property taxes are $6,000. Dang, $987. Okay, you guys with me so far? Hope you guys are with me so far. So now I have the property information. Okay, I have the property information now. Now I need to do the actual subdivision analysis. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to review the comps in the subdivision. A comp is a sold property. You guys, if you wanted to find great deals, this is a horrible market, by the way. But generally, if you want to find great deals, you don't pay $10,000 to join some club. You just learn simple math. Adding, subtracting, dividing by 2. Like, it's the simplest math. You don't have to pay money really to do this. You just have to practice it and walk it out. So what I'm going to do now is let's go back and let's see. Okay. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it. Okay. So remember, I have selected this subdivision, Kings Manor. So I'm going to copy that. Okay. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to X out right here real quick. Go here. Access MLS. I wish you guys had access to this. Okay, I'm going to go to search, quick search. All right, now realtors, you put your subdivision here, help your clients. If you're a client or a consumer, your realtor should probably do this, okay? But you go Kings Manor right here, and I'm going to hit sold because all I want is the comps for the last year. And I'm going to teach you guys something very, very important next, okay? So now I have the comps. Let me remove active. Okay, I have 41 comparable sales that sold in Kings Manor in the last year. So let me show you the results. Okay, now what's important is I want to find the median and average. And the way I'm going to do that, guys, is I am only going to select the comparables that are within a variance of 500 square feet. So the first thing is I'm going to divide this by square footage. So the property is 2,100 square feet. So I don't want to use this first comp. Okay, I'm going to, first of all, let me select everything. So I don't want to use this comp because this is too small. Okay, it's only 1,400 square foot. The subject property is 2,100 square foot. The variance is over 500. Now, this one right here is just about there. So let me keep going here. So let me go up to 2,600 square feet. Let me go to the next one. Let's go to, okay, so once it gets too big, I'm removing the comp. So I want you guys to start doing this. This is what you instruct your realtor. Instruct your realtor to do this, okay? I only want comparables with a variance of 500 square feet. So now that I have all the proper comps selected, I'm going to go to stats, tabular, and we're just going to analyze this, okay? So it gives me my average square foot right here. See that? This is so important. So now I'm not flying blind. You guys are flying blind if you don't do this, okay? So it's $132. I'm going to put that here now. This is, now the box I'm filling out is you may need some help with the realtor or potentially use Zillow, but that's $132 a square foot over the last year in that subdivision. You guys with me? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to go back here and we're going to do our cash flow analysis, which is only looking at the rental market. So I'm going to go to the rental market. I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to put the subdivision in here. See? And then I'm going to hit sold for the last year. Let me change this to 360. All right. I have 32 matches. Let me hit results. Okay, I'm going to select everything and I'm going to remove anything with the variance, like I said, of 500 square feet. Okay, so I'm removing the first two because they're too small. Let me go down. Oh, let me put this in order here. Okay, let's see if there's any too big. Boom, boom, those last two. Okay. Why are these not checked? I'm going to check this. I'm going to check this. Okay, so I have 24 comps selected. I'm giving you guys more details on how to make this more accurate. So 500 square foot difference. Let's tally everything up. That's going to give me my price per square foot right here, you guys, which is $1. Okay, so let me go back to the form. I'm going to put $1. We're almost done. We're almost done, you guys. This is crazy stuff, you guys. We're almost done. Then I'm going to go here. Okay, let me switch this for you. This is a mortgage calculator. All I did is I went to Google. I put in mortgage payment calculator. I turned on include taxes and insurance. I'm going to put the purchase price of the house, which is $244,990. I'm only going to do, say, for an example, 5% down. Hypothetically, we'll leave this interest rate in here for now. Remember, we wrote down the property taxes, which was $6,987. Home insurance is more in Texas. I'm going to increase that to $1,500, and it gives me my estimated payment. You can talk to a loan officer. I'm just doing something on Google that gives me a payment of $2,491, which goes right here. You guys, we're done. I mean, the form is done. You guys, the form, that's all you have to do. Now, what I want to figure out is I want to figure out my gross wedge and my gross cash flow. And I put the equation right there. Underneath that, I put the equation. It's size times the market price per square foot minus purchase price. Gross cash flow is size times market rent minus estimated payment. Okay. And I put gross there because remember, as far as like wedge, sometimes you have to fix up the property. Okay. And then sometimes for cash flow, you have to pay for things like a management company. So that's why it's gross. Okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the size. Okay. So I'm going to go size. Let me turn my pen back on. I'm going to go size times this times price per square foot to figure out my wedge. Wedge means you're buying the house under market value. Under market value. Okay, that's what wedge means. It means you have equity. So I'm going to go 132 times the square footage, 2,140. That equals 282. Now I'm going to subtract the price, the purchase price, which is 244,990, which gives me a wedge, okay, of $37,490. Okay, so that's a decent wedge. Now, if I divide that by the purchase price into the purchase price, that means, let's see how much wedge I have. I have 15% in wedge, in gross wedge. So you guys understand? I have 15% of equity, of gross equity, right? Because the condition of the house matters. You guys, I have 15% of equity. That's a decent deal. But does the property cash flow? Does the property cash flow? All I have to do is I take the size now, and I multiply it by $1 a square foot right here. Okay, it gives me 2,140. And then I subtract the mortgage payment, which is 2,491, which gives me negative 351. What does that mean? Okay, so what this means is, all right, with the rates where they're at right now, I cannot cash flow. Can I walk in with 15% of equity? Potentially, yes. Yes, I can walk in at 15% of equity, but can I cash flow? No, I can't cash flow. But can I cash flow when rates go down? Potentially. You guys, this is simple math. If you really want to know what's going on in your market, you got to go super hyper local. This is a free form. Please, please, please use this. I did it entirely for you guys. I want you to do this. I will feel like a complete failure if you guys aren't calculating. Very simple way to calculate wedge and cash flow. Again, you guys, I'm going to circle again. The most important things is this here you guys need to get. Okay. And this here is what you guys need to get. So either you can go to Zillow or you could try to use a realtor that will help you calculate that. You guys, I'm going to continue to go over this form. It is so important to me that you guys are using that form. It's just, I need to do it. And I'll go into that here in a little bit. Now I have a special video for you now, and we're not going to listen to the whole thing, but this is definitely a special video. This is going to be a video of Peter Schiff and Dave Ramsey back in 2008 before everything fell apart. Because I want you guys to remember like what was going on in 2008. And I also want you to remember that Dave Ramsey was saying the same crap he's saying now, right before all his people lost a ton of money. He's saying the same thing right now. Look, he doesn't change. The important thing, if you guys want to listen to people, anyone that's analyzing, you have to adapt to the information. You have to constantly adapt. So again, if I don't think the housing market's going to crash, and I get it, right? Monetary policy, fiscal, monetary, all this spending is the new normal. I understand all of that. But what I'm saying is consumers don't have the money, and they don't have the savings. And so when they don't have money, and when they don't have savings, what happens? They stop spending their money. And when they stop spending their money and start saving money, if they can, the economy goes down. It contracts because we are in an economy that is built upon consumer spending. Take a listen to this video. This is very entertaining. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing.
Because I've avoided U.S. stocks, I have a lot more money. My clients have a lot more money because we've understood the real problems for the U.S. economy and for the dollar, and we know we're in a bear market. It's a bear market like the 1970s.
It's just absolutely ludicrous. Could the stock market crash hypothetically? Yes, it could crash. Societies come to an end.
Okay. I just want you guys to know how much of a moron this guy is. So he's like, yeah, the stock market could crash if society ends. You guys, moments later, the stock market crashes. Moments later, the stock market crashes, and he's trying to spin the narrative like, oh, it only crash if society ends. This guy is a total grifter. There's one thing, I'm not going to get religious, but I have read the New Testament, and there's one specific thing where Jesus got mad and he knocked over the tables in front of the temple because people were selling things in the name of God. Dave Ramsey, you're going to go to hell unless you start repenting now. All right, let's continue.
Cultures completely come to an end. They do sometimes. But there is no indication sufficient out there for this kook's kid, who's probably a kook too, to say this.
I think it's going to be pretty.
So he's also calling people a kook. He's also calling them a kook kid. He's disrespecting people that don't agree with him, that are cautious. That's how Dave Ramsey is. Dave Ramsey is a total 100%, just my opinion, fraud. He's a fraud. In fact, America, I'm going to tell you guys this, okay? I'm going to tell you something, okay? Okay. The only reason why some of America even likes Dave Ramsey is because they have bad spending habits. If people didn't have bad spending habits, no one would even know who Dave Ramsey is. Dave Ramsey is only a name because he's figured out a way to help people help themselves. So credit for that. But he's such a... Let's keep going.
Bad. And whether it starts in 07 or 8, I think is immaterial. And I also think it's going to last not just for quarters, but for years. See, the basic problem with the U.S. economy is we have too much consumption and borrowing and not enough production and savings. And what's going to happen is the American consumer is basically going to stop consuming and start rebuilding his savings, especially when he sees his home equity evaporate. And when you have the economy 70% consumption, you can't address those imbalances without a recession.
Boom.
Here's the thing, okay? In order for the stock market to crash, you have to visualize this. Here's a simple way to look at it. Okay. Home Depot is closed.
Nope.
Microsoft is closed.
Wrong.
Not just worth less, not just has less stores, is closed.
Moron.
Okay. Ford and General Motors are closed. They don't exist anymore. Okay. And Alcoa is closed. General Electric is closed. Whirlpool is closed. Amanda, can you honestly, with any level of logic, in any corner of your imagination, imagine all of those companies closed?
And don't get me wrong, guys. Dave Ramsey is a smooth talking preacher. He's so smooth. But just because he's smooth and say he can out-talk you doesn't mean he's right. That doesn't mean he's right. That just means he might be able to smooth talk and out-talk you. Just understand that. He just knows how to talk. Doesn't mean he's right.
Well, it's hard to imagine, but I would imagine that the people in the late 20s probably weren't imagining it either.
Here's how much those 6 stocks dropped. Home Depot dropped 43%, Microsoft dropped 57%, Whirlpool dropped 78%, Ford dropped 85%, Alcoa dropped 85%, and General Motors dropped 99%.
Okay, so who was right? Who was right? Who's right, guys? Here's the thing. Yes, I do hate grifters. You're 100% right. I don't know if you're talking to me, but I do hate people that are grifting if they're taking advantage of people and they're intentionally lying to people. I have a huge problem with that. Now, I don't have an issue with people making money. Make money. But if you're making money at the expense of other people and you're being very, very risky, I think you should get out of the business. In fact, Florida, all you're doing is defending agents and Dave Ramsey right now. Let me ask you, have you got Dave Ramsey leads? Answer in the comment section below. Florida, have you ever got Dave Ramsey leads? Is that why you love him?
Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a crash to me. Even though those companies didn't close their doors, the share prices collapsed.
I'll try to be nice. Oh, the guy that wrote the book's Irwin Schiff's dad? Or is Irwin Schiff's kid? Blake is telling me. Oh, my gosh.
I don't know. They've been talking about it on the Glenn Beck show. That's where my dad heard about it.
Unbelievable. Glenn put him on the air?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And he's recommending the book.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, Irwin Schiff is a kook.
He's a kook
that tells people that the IRS is not valid.
Oh, wow.
His dad's in jail.
Huh.
for not paying his taxes, and has had a anti-income tax movement, all based on the fact that he says the income tax is not constitutional, and he ran around telling everybody that for years and not paying his taxes till they put him in jail, because it turns out it is constitutional. I don't like it, but it's constitutional. So this kid's dad is a nutburger.
A nut
Probably means.
So he's calling everyone wackos and nutburgers and all this stuff, and he was wrong the whole time. I mean, anyways, guys, that's enough. I'll have this linked in my description. You know, I don't. My heart can't take any more of this. Okay, my heart can't take any more of this. It's just so frustrating. I mean, this guy's a freaking wacko, and I don't understand why so many people love him. Just like Clear Tax Value or whatever that dude's name is, Brian. I'm not going to go there because I'm going to upset you guys, but he's not much different than Dave Ramsey. I could prove that beyond a shadow of doubt. The only reason I don't is because I don't want to upset you guys. Now, let's go into the recession liquidity real quick. I'm sorry. You guys, here's the thing. We're going to go into the recessionary stuff. We're going to go into liquidity stuff. What I'm about to show you shows us how in trouble the economy is. It's going to show us that, hey, the economy is not great, because if it was great, we wouldn't have certain things going on right now, such as government deficit. So government deficit, out of this world. In healthy economies, you guys, let me take off this comment. In healthy economies, we don't have this type of deficit, right? Everyone understands that, right? Here, let me read this for you, okay? The causes of deficit, just for the people that don't already know this, okay? So remember, I'm just showing you guys the recession's knocking at our door. Please pay attention. The size of the national deficit or surplus is largely influenced by the health of the economy and spending and revenue policies set by Congress and the president. You guys think we have any monetary and fiscal policies that need to change? I mean, my God, the spending right now is insane. But you guys, this, I'm showing you stuff that's showing the economy is not good. It's being propped up. There is a smoke screen. And for those of us that want to pay attention to that smoke screen, we see it clearly. For those of us that just want to stay in a little bubble, well, good luck. You're only going to learn if it knocks on your door. If it doesn't knock on your door, you will never learn. But this is the deficit spending. It's going up, not down. It's supposed to go down. So when I hear people say, like, Travis, they're just going to print money. Okay, like Travis, they're going to print money to prevent the recession. Let me ask you guys something. When did they stop printing money? When did they stop? So you're just saying they're going to do the same thing they're doing now, except more of it? Is that right? Let's go on to the next thing. Okay, right here is another indicator of recession. The relationship between government jobs and private sector jobs can also indicate approaching recessions. Okay, again, let me read this. The relationship between government jobs and private sector jobs can indicate an approaching recession. And so what you see here is a month to month new government payroll as a percentage of new payroll jobs. Unfortunately, this is only to the end of last year, so we're missing the first 5 months of this year. But you guys, looking in 2021, it was like 3.2, 5.2. And then now, post, what is this? The end of 2022, all these government jobs and raises and all this type of stuff exploded. That's why the job market and unemployment rate is so low. You're not supposed to have government intervention like this. The taxpayers are paying for all of this. That's not private money jobs. Those aren't full-time jobs, in the private sector. This is more government influence, and it is very bad for the economy. Okay, I'm showing you additional proof. Again, we have massive deficit. I understand Jeff's point. I understand all these people's point. Okay, but do you guys understand my point? That's what I want to ask. Okay, I understand yours, but do you understand mine? Okay, one of them being this deficit, bad things happening. The economy is not healthy. Okay, number two, government interference in the labor market. It's a historical relationship of incoming recession. And let me show you actually right here. This chart here, you see, like, this is all this where I'm circling right here is all the government jobs, okay, versus this is year over year for new employment change. So you have all this government intervention and boom, recession. All this government intervention, boom, recession, boom, recession. Now, I want you guys to pay attention here, okay? So all this government intervention and boom, recession, right? Only if you consider that a recession. I don't consider this a recession because they locked us down, which means if we don't consider this little tiny blip a recession, look at all the time that's gone by with government intervention like that. It's not good. It's not good. And then another thing, the inversion of the yield curves, massive indicator of recession. One of the primary indicators of recession, where there's historical inversion. And we are stuck right here. We're stuck in the 30 basis points. Now, what will happen, guys, is when we enter recession, they start cutting interest rates, this will reinvert. And when it reinverts, which means go above that black line, that's kind of when the pain is here, right? According to this chart, according to how it works historically. But that's not all, you guys. Again, what I'm saying is the economy is built on consumer spending. Look at this. I get that people are still spending. We just got out of stimulus. The government printed money into our bank accounts, but we can't save money no more. Yeah, we were able to save right here because again, they're printing money. Okay. But now that the money printing has stopped, look at this. This is so bad. It's at 3.2. Consumers can't spend and in fact, a lot of consumers can't spend, but a lot of other consumers can't spend for very longer. And you guys remember the buy now, pay later? You guys remember buy now, pay later? We didn't have that during the GFC. We didn't have no buy now, pay later. It was called layaway. And we didn't get the item until it was paid for. Consumers can't save. And if they can't save, then they're not going to spend as much. There are lag effects. Now take a look at this. This is also, so not only they can't save, adjusted for inflation, they can't keep up with the cost to live. This is real median wages adjusted for inflation. It's been going down since 2019 as a result of the overwhelming inflation. So we have less savings and we have less ability to afford to live. And maybe the most important thing is the trajectory of delinquencies. Yes, it was low. It should be low. We had money printed, but look at the trajectory. When is the last time we had that trajectory? Right here. During the great financial crisis is when we had the last time we had that trajectory of consumers skyrocketing delinquencies during the GFC. So we have delinquencies skyrocketing. We have income going down. We have it to where people can't save money. We have the yield curve inversion. We have government jobs exploding. We have national deficit. And you guys are, and some people want to tell me we're not going in recession. Is this why? Consumer spending. So consumer spending, okay, that's important. It's up. What is this up? It's up monthly 0.8%. Okay, so consumer spending is 0.8% up. But let me ask you guys this. Isn't that just because of the inflation? Is that just because the cost of everything is more expensive? Is consumer spending really up when we look at the inflation? So, okay, fine. According to this, consumer spending is up. But look at this. Consumer confidence. Okay. This is what needs to go down and people need to stop spending. But I also want to say the consumer confidence, okay, is at almost the level of where it was entering the GFC. Guys hear me? It's almost at the level entering the GFC. And look at how much time it took for confidence to come back. Look at this. It took, 7-8 years for confidence to come back? Because during this time when I was an adult and I was losing everything, we learned that we can't trust people. Did you guys learn that? That's what I learned. Look at that. Consumer confidence is going down, but it's still too high. Let me show you something else. Okay, this is not updated yet. This is a reverse repo. The reverse repo not going down anymore, like staying stuck here. Look at this, how much it's stuck. This is insane. Look at this. This is it's like plateaued off. To me, this is another sign of runaway inflation and government spending. This is another sign of runaway inflation. It's no longer going down. Okay, it was going down. Now look at this, guys. It's no longer going down. At the same time, M2 is going up. That's also bad. Do you guys think it's because of the government spending? Do you guys think that the government spending, which we're paying for as taxpayers, is hurting us or helping us right now? M2 is going back up. Look at that. Is that crazy to you or what? Like, why are they spending like this? Now, on top of that, guys, when we look at, okay, so that's going up. That's M2, money supply. That is a total supply of money. But when we adjust for inflation, it has been going down. Okay. So in other words, I hoped what I explained to you guys is just a few things to take into consideration if you're out there thinking about whether or not you should purchase a house. Now, if you're forced on the sideline, you don't got nothing to worry about. Just increase your purchasing power. But if you are choosing to be on the sideline, take the things I said into consideration. And for the love of God, please use that subdivision form so you don't have to question, is it a great deal? Okay. Now, I'm going to do some Q&As real quick, but I want to issue you guys a challenge. I have a challenge for you guys, which is get a side job, get a side hustle. I'm going to do it because I asked myself, what if I lost? So I went to full-time YouTube for, I think 3 months ago or something like that. But I asked myself, man, if I was sick or if I didn't have YouTube, would I be able to support my family? And the answer is yes, because I have money saved, but not for very long. So I've asked myself that question. And so I've okay, what can I do, Travis? Side hustle. What do I desire? And so what I've decided I might do, guys, I'm looking into this a lot. I might rent out an office for a few months, just see how this works. And I may start a real estate school. I'm already a real estate school in Texas, but a real estate school for consumers through Teachable. So I may start doing classes during the week. I would love to do that. But I'm challenging you guys to do something. We have Johnny supported that form. He has his side business. He's doing hats and stuff like that. But you guys, if you got free time, do a side job, man. I mean, we need to make money right now while it's there to be made. So please, guys, make some more money. Definitely have my support. Let me throw up a few comments real quick, you guys. Okay. All right. So we're going to go here. I really appreciate the support. How many in here budget every single dollar? Oh, shoot. How many in here are budgeting like he said? I don't think a lot of people are. I'm preaching a lot. There's a lot of people I know in our Discord that are doing that. I'm a victim as well of that. I don't budget every single dollar. I try to budget as much as possible, and then I spend, and then I come back and rebudget. I could tell you, brother, that normally my things that I have to watch out for is going out to eat, whether it's Grubhub or whatever. And the subscriptions just, man, they just go up and up and up. But I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you for not just ducking out and getting upset. I can really respect realtors that sit here, take a little bit of chewing, because the industry is bad, and can stay here and say, you know what, that's okay, Travis. I want to grow and I want to help consumers. Brother, Adam, good job, man. Thank you for being here. Now, Trey. Okay. Trey says, won't they just turn on the money printers before a crisis? Trey, I pulled this up here because they never turned it off. They never turned it off. We see it in the deficit. All right, another one here. Trav, what do you think about working? What do I think about working for Redfin? I don't know. I'll tell you guys, when I went to an open house from Redfin, I was blown away. They did an excellent job. It's not a normal transaction from what little I have experienced with Redfin, but I will tell you, from what I have experienced with Redfin, they do a stand-up job. I don't know if it was the agent or what, but I was blown away. Great open house. Everything was clean, very courteous. Brother, the thing is if you're a professional in real estate, it's about the leads. If you don't have the leads, you're not going to make it. So if you can get the leads and you can do more business at Redfin, go for it, brother. Okay, I don't always agree with Meet Kevin, but he thinks that as interest rates lower, it actually create more supply. I agree, better days coming. And the thing is, Travis, I've already made this video. So I made this video, a couple of videos, maybe a couple months ago, but it's really important that let's talk about this real quick. It's really important that you understand the specificity I'm saying. It depends the nature of the rate cuts. For example, if tomorrow we had a minuscule 25 basis point rate cut, I think that's going to mess with people's head. And I think in certain markets, not all, but in some markets, that will create more demand versus supply. Those quarter basis point rate cuts is BS. So if they do that, I think it will mess with people's minds. I think rates will go down more than the quarter basis point. And in some markets, there will be more. But remember what I'm also saying. They're not going to have a substantial rate cut unless they need to stimulate the economy, i.e. recession. And so I totally lost my train of thought, you guys. Oh my God. So, I'm so sorry. I read a comment that threw me off. So here's the thing. If in that situation where they have to stimulate the economy and rates go down 200 to 300 basis points as a result of unemployment, I think a substantial rate cut is going to create more supply versus demand in the near term. I'm basing that off of two things. Number one, demand will still be crippled, and if not worse, because of unemployment, right? So unemployment. And then again, number two, we already know there's probably 2 million people on the sideline waiting to sell for rates to go down. Okay, so I don't know. Hopefully I explained that, you guys, pretty well here. So other than that, I think, let me see here. All right, so a couple more things here, guys. I'm going to get us out of here. So Travis, what happens if rates go up? Legit possibility bond market would determine, not the Fed. Brother, if rates go up, Vegas, then we're going to get the show started even faster. We'll get the price correction even faster. Honestly, I think that we should raise interest rates. I'm sick and tired of the greed, corruption, and fraud, and sick and tired of everything. You know what? And trust me, the rates going up like this, I've seen it hurt my own bottom line. That's okay, because I'm staying ahead of the inflation. So I'm putting my down payment, T-bills. So I'm fighting the inflation. I'm fighting the inflation with my cash. My cash gets back 5%. So I am fighting the inflation plus my credit card. I get bonuses on my credit card, cash back on my credit card. The key is I'm doing it responsibly. I don't have any charges on there, right? Like finance charges and stuff. All right, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let me see. Spikes after they cut. So, I mean, there's a thing. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, you get it. Okay, it won't even matter. Last 7 QT cycles ended in massive crashes and unemployment spikes after they cut rates. I mean, yeah. And it's just like, why are we wrong for saying that? So when we say things like this, right? Any historian, anyone that knows anything about history should be saying this. But instead of that, we're ridiculed. And the reason is the entire system is set up to profit off our bad decisions. The entire system is set up to profit off of our bad decisions. What do you think sub 2 is, guys? What do you think sub 2 is? You guys remember sub 2? What do you think it is? Bad decisions. People make money off of it. Easy, easy. All right, guys, again, let me just end here. Please, for the love of all that's holy, get that form. I want you to do your subdivision analysis. It will help you. It will help take the emotion out of the process so long as you do it. It is very simple math. Please email me if you have questions. Go to my community page, download it, ask your realtor to help you fill it out. If you're a realtor, you're welcome. Dean, God bless you as well. Enjoy your day. Nikki, thank you for joining me. Winnie the Pooh, everyone, I appreciate you. 50 Blades of Gray, appreciate you. Appreciate everyone, man. There's Nikki. There's Coors Light. Is my buddy Coors Light. Let's see what Florida has to say. Wealth gap will continue to grow between have and have not, have none. So here's the thing. There's some validity to what they're saying. So how do you prevent that, guys? How do you prevent from what he's saying happening? You got to improve yourself. Get ahead of the rat race. Don't get stuck in the rat race. Get ahead of the rat race. It doesn't take a lot to get ahead, but it definitely takes discipline, right? Self-control and goals. Please, guys, get out of the rat race, save your money. And if you want to purchase real estate, you don't agree with me, that's fine. But please purchase real estate based on, I want to say all, but at the very least, some of the fundamentals that I'm telling you, because I'm still concerned. I still, in all my heart, I believe that there is a price correction coming that will lead to a crash in prices. I believe we're going to have a recession. I believe there's going to be higher unemployment, and there's nothing the government can do about that except make the problem worse. And that's what I believe. And other than that, guys, I'm sorry. Have a great Tuesday. I will see you again on Friday. I hope to hear some great things about that subdivision analysis form that is free for you. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you guys already know I wish you luck, and I hope you win.